The movie starts with an attack on a ship. Pretty much, one brother gets lost out at sea somewhere and presumed dead. What happens is the other brother ends up wanting to find out somehow. So when there's a contest, dance contest, tries to win a boat. Doesn't work out. So the group of friends that he has go out, look at yachts, end up sleeping on a yacht just, to see how it is, to see maybe there's some chance of something happening, some providence. So the person that they're on the boat with, there's one person on there, ends up being a person who's a robber. And they're all out at sea after that. They end up falling asleep. The brother ends up driving the boat out. Then they get attacked on the boat and end up on an island. What happens here in this story is about the sea creature and slavery, actually. A terrorist organization is on this island. That's what's found out. They have slave labor of people from other islands nearby. And they're making this juice to calm the creature so that they can leave and enter the waters safely. This automatically made me think about how dominance is the first step for most people who take over a place. It's the first step. Because the people that are there don't care. There may be a woe factor to this creature, but it's a sea creature. It's part of the element in there. And I think that's one thing that I recognize about this film. That the terrorist organization is an example of people that the place of what white people have done over centuries. That included taking over places due to dominance, due to things that the people that were there didn't even do, didn't even care about doing, and didn't create a dynamic to want to do that. So, the big Ebirah, horror of the deep, was not a horror at all. The horror is wanting to control that, wanting to dominate with the idea that's impactful somehow, but it's not impactful. The people that are slaves don't care whether or not the Ebirah is going to kill them. That doesn't matter. What matters is they're slaves. What matters is they're making something to protect the people that are hurting them. Flip the script to that. Godzilla in this story is asleep and needs to be awakened. So the idea of what can we do here? What can we do? They're trapped on the island. One of the slaves gets away and ends up being with them, and they try to figure out a way to maybe stop these people. Ends up working out pretty well, but they need Godzilla's help too. Wakes him up with the lightning. And an important thing that I'm recognizing now about this story is that the sea creature is only looked at as such a problem, as such a unnerving thing that, it has incisors, it has those claws, and that's all you think about when you think about Ebirah, horror of the deep. There's this thing about sea creatures that always gets, I guess, demonized, you could say. I don't like that word, but that always gets treated like they're going to do something bad. They're going to do something to hurt. But in reality, they're just doing something to live. And I think that's what shows here by having that yellow liquid come out and protect the people going in and out. It shows a dominance to it, as if it's some kind of power to stop this thing, but it's not really. They just figured out a way to stop it and protect their motivations. But at the end of that, the slaves end up figuring out from the people that come, hey, let's not make it the way they want it to be made. Let's make it in a way so that they'll still be hurt by this thing. And that works out. What I recognize about Godzilla vs. Sea Monster or Ebirah, Horror of the Deep is that it's about slavery and what it can do to dominate people and just do it for dominance, really. Even the creature is about dominance. How it's going to be reflected in society. So sea creatures are looked at this way. Horror of the deep. But I think there's more to them than that.